what I was watching recently, you know, he's this young creative mind who's wrestling with the expectations of the outside world. And I kept thinking how you as a young artist embodying this, going through a similar situation?
Well, I understood spaces that he inhabited. I understood what he aspired to do in some ways. I felt a close kinship to him. I also think that there is a through line from his story to the story of Monk in American fiction. There's
bookends.
Yes, absolutely. When I came to New York, I lived in the Lower East Side, you know, traveling in similar spaces as he, and I also, I think, draw from similar creative sources or pools. His work speaks so deeply to me when he refers to the undiscovered genius of the Mississippi Delta, when he references Ali or Miles Davis, all of these things, his poetry, I draw inspiration from those same sources. I speak his language, so there was a lot of overlap. In fact, there was a lot of kind of interesting overlaps as well. A couple of years after the movie came out, I ran into my roommate. I lived on 10th and D, deep Alphabet City, when I first moved to New York, waiting to go to NYU. I was up on the 4th floor, had an apartment. She had a girlfriend who happened to use heroin. I'd never met her, but I knew this. I ran into my roommate, as I said, at a party sometime. She said, "Jeffrey, I've been looking for you ever since I saw that movie." She said, "You have no idea, when you were on the 4th floor of our apartment, Jean-Michel Basquiat was on the 1st floor all the time, because there was a dealer there, apparently, according to her, and we never met. We just overlapped. He passed away later that summer, the first summer in 1988 when I moved to New York. When we were filming one night on Bleecker Street. The previous night, I had a dream. Back then, I had the freedom and the time to think about a character, particularly that, for about 24 hours a day, because I didn't have kids, and so I could really focus with everything. I had a dream this night that Fab Five Freddy came to talk to me. Fab Five Freddy was a very good friend of Basquiat's, and I was like, "Oh, well, that's interesting." I'd never met him. I'd seen him on the tube. So we're shooting the next night, and I'm sitting on Bleecker Street with my back up against the wall, just like waiting for the shot to be set up. And I look down the sidewalk, and Fab Five Freddy is walking toward me. And I'm like, "Dude, what?" I was like, "I'm just dreaming about you last night." And he's like, "Oh man, hey." And it must have been weird for him. I'm sitting there dressed up as his, one of his great friends. But there was a lot of there was just something in the air. In fact, when I was